Hello everybody, welcome to our very exciting live exploration today. First of all, I just want to wish everybody a happy holiday. Hopefully you're enjoying the season as well as you can. I'm Ashley Smith, I'm a realtor with Oakwyn Realty, and I'm co-founder of Vancouver Avenue Real Estate Collective. We are so excited to be here today on Facebook to explore Gryphon House that's coming to Kerrisdale. There's so many amazing features to be showcased here. I am on site at their wonderful experience center. Haven't really seen anything quite like it before. So as I tour you around, if you're interested to schedule a time to come and view not only the site and learn more about the project here that's coming to Kerrisdale, but also enjoy this gorgeous experience center and understand a little bit more about the story behind Gryphon House and some of the inspiration. You definitely be in touch with us, send us a direct message. If you're watching the recording of this later, I'll put a link in the description where you can get more information or request more information. So if it looks like I'm all dressed up and at a fancy event, it's because this is probably the most refined space I've been in all year, given the current environment. We've got this beautiful space, so I am going to show it to you. I just want to give a moment for everyone to hop on. I do apologize, we started a couple minutes behind schedule. We won't get used to that. I'm going to showcase you or show you around this center here, and then talk a little bit more about Gryphon House, and then talk a little bit about some of the exciting things that are coming to the area here. So without further ado, I am going to turn the camera around. Now this is going to be a lot to take in. It's so exciting to be here, and it's such a neat thing to see. So before I get into explaining everything that we know, I'm just going to give you a quick look at this really impressive visual space here. And we will talk a little bit more about all of the elements in just a moment. So it's just really pretty, and so we might as well have a quick peek before we get into everything. And I have my partner here who's just loving it and really enjoying the space. Okay, so it's really important to understand that Gryphon Developments, behind the developer behind Gryphon House, has really been intentional about creating something special here. Here's the hashtag, The Art of Wonder. I'm sure if you search that on Instagram, you're gonna find a lot of really neat tours and pictures. But it's important to know that Gryphon House, this new collection of residences coming to Kerrisdale, was really inspired by the history of Kerrisdale, and which includes a lot of British history, actually. So they've taken from that and learned a lot about property and design in Britain, for example, and have really put in a lot of effort to incorporate some of these details into this beautiful building. And so they've created this experience center, and they have 6 elements, 6 principles kind of behind the tour here. The first one is immersion. And with immersion, part of it is really thinking about, there's a kind of an Alice in Wonderland theme here, which I think is obvious. And the idea there is really Alice kind of jumping into the rabbit hole and diving into a new kind of environment. And I think that's really what we're seeing here. Another element is reflection and really thinking back and looking at the history and traditions here in Kerrisdale, and also, of course, with that, looking at some of the traditions and elements of design, for example, in Britain, in England. The third element is exploration. And I think what they're really trying to get here is to kind of question the status quo of building and worry far less about conforming to standards of typical building and design that we often see, and creating something totally new. And then, of course, the art of expression. So before I go and showcase the model, I'm just going to show you. This is such a fun little spot to see. So if you're interested in perhaps buying a property here in the West Side, this is definitely a site to visit. And the folks here representing the developers are really invested in the story, and they could probably tell the story a little better than I can. So this here is a piece that really, I think, showcases this idea of art of expression. They had this brought in from Taiwan, and what they love about it is kind of the freedom of movement, freedom of expression that this dancer has. Just very confident and very capable of expressing herself. And this piece is going to actually be in the entryway, I believe, of the building. So really beautiful. Now, something I haven't touched on, but I think is obvious, is that Gryphon developments here have really prioritized design and art. And for them, it's really important to incorporate local designers and the art community. And they also recognize that art isn't just sculptures and paintings, but also is something that's found in architecture and design. So that's something in this experience center that I think they're looking to portray, and I think they've done it quite successfully, haven't they? Now, one of the other elements that they're looking at showcasing here really is transformation. And that's really about looking ahead and looking into the future of the West Side, the future of Vancouver, Kerrisdale, or what could be. We're going to talk a little bit more about the project after this little overview here. But really, they see themselves as part of that transformation, and something that I think they're trying to do very purposefully. And of course, there's going to be some big transformation coming to this area because of the new Arbutus Greenway, which we'll talk about in a moment. But that's kind of what you're looking at right there. And then infusion. And that's what this little tea party here, again, very Alice in Wonderland inspired. But what they're trying to showcase is sometimes things need a little time. They grow and age and often build their qualities as time goes on. So cute. I love the storyline, and I just love the visual representation of this. It's just so well done. Okay, so we are very excited to be here at Gryphon House in Kerrisdale. This is going to be a gorgeous residential building here with some retail space on the ground level. Here, why don't I turn around here and show you. So where we're located, and their presentation center is on site, West 45th Avenue, West Boulevard here in Kerrisdale. This kind of gives you an idea. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the elements here. Now, they're offering 2 and 3 bedroom homes and a select number of townhomes. And of course, some beautiful penthouses. Now, the side here on West 46 is where the entrance is going to be. You can see the bright side there to the right, that's part of the retail space. But there's some really neat features with this building in terms of amenities and services. I love the outdoor space here on the west side of the building. It's really lovely. So one of the things, for example, that they took from, they actually went to the UK and had a look at some of the design in the key neighborhoods that inspired them. And what you can see here in the exterior, for example, is limestone. And I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to open this. Maybe two can open it for me. So you can just see, for example, the limestone is going to be set around the exterior of the building, really giving it a unique character. And I think I was told that this is something that you can see in the Hermes store in downtown Vancouver. It's something that we don't see here very often, so really neat. Now, of course, the penthouse homes are going to be quite spacious. All of the homes are a nice size, and they're really focused on family living here. So they're all, as I said, minimum 2-bedroom. They start in the mid 900 square foot kind of range, but there are a lot of much larger options. And if something, if you're interested in something really spacious, they have been working with prospective buyers of exploring how they could potentially join some units. So you can see here the penthouse homes have these really lovely rooftop decks. And some of the homes here also have really spacious outdoor areas. Now, we're not going to go through all of the pricing and floor plans, for example, today, but if you're curious and would like to know more, just let us know and we'll have all of the development packages. So something they're actually keeping to be aligned with these elements I spoke about before in terms of history. It's actually the facade that's going to be here. The building that stands here is over 100 years old, and so there will be a facade that's reminiscent of what has been here before. And then up above, there are some community, and by that I mean resident community outdoor spaces. And then some of the other really neat things that is pretty exciting is there, of course, is going to be a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week concierge, but there's also porter service. So if you're coming home once we're all able to travel again, and you want your luggage brought up, that's going to be a service option. Booking times in the health facilities that are going to be here. It's going to be a beautiful 2-level fitness center, which is really great, especially in this particular area. That's not something that's readily available nearby, so to have it in your home, of course, is going to be a great amenity. Now, Tu has actually brought over some of the color schemes. They do have some lovely renderings, which we can provide for you if you like, showcasing how these colors are used. Both are really lovely. One's a light and one's a dark scheme. We actually posted some of the renderings on our at Vancouver Avenue Instagram feed earlier today. So if you want to have a quick look, please do take a peek there. Now, of course, before I forget, what's really important to discuss is this new Arbutus Greenway that's coming to Vancouver, being provided by the government. It's going to be one of the longest linear urban parks in the world, and it's basically going to connect the Fraser River down by Marine all the way to False Creek, which is unbelievable. So for now, temporarily, you can actually find that there are pathways and bikeways already there. But this particular area in Kerrisdale is set to be, because of its width and the amount of space here, the city has mapped out what they are intending to do, and all that information is available. Again, I can provide that to you in terms of what their vision is. But that would include things like little cafes and seating areas and lit areas, seating areas and gardens, and really lovely. So of course this isn't going to be tomorrow, but the intention is for it to be coming. And so to have a feature like this right at your doorstep, and not only a lovely park space, but also something that is really a commuting option. So, you know, if you like to cycle and go for a run, you can go quite a distance here, whether you want to go north or south, which is really, really amazing. And obviously we can't make any promises here on our live stream, but we do know that the city of Vancouver has prioritized potentially like leaving space there to accommodate light rail at some point. So we don't know that that's happening, but I think that's a hope. So it could potentially be coming as far as we know. So Gryphon, this is their second development here in the west side of Vancouver. They do have another set of boutique townhomes in Arbutus area. And if you're interested in knowing more about those, please let us know. We're happy to share the details with you, as those are available to view and will give you a really good understanding of their design philosophies and style and aesthetic. So that may be very helpful for you if you're interested in either, of course, these homes or potentially those ones. But Gryphon Developments, their parent company, is based out of Taiwan, and they have been in operation for over 25 years, I believe, with 60 plus residences and projects that they've completed. So really long-standing developer, and they're bringing more of a global perspective to building here and really looking to create something that is different. And for them, I think the word they use is courage to do something different. So there are other pieces here when you come to the Experience Center to get a better idea of the colors and the materials. I'm not gonna shine in too closely to that right now, but those are things you can see. And this is a sort of a way to help you envision a really beautiful chandelier that's going to be in the lobby. That was designed by a very famous designer who's now passed, and her name escapes me right now, but I'll make sure to put that in the show note or in the notes of the recording here. So I'm taking probably a little extra time just because this space is so neat. The presentation center is on site, so you can come and get a really good idea of the surroundings and what's going to be here. Again, you can see really how important art and design and creativity is to them. So we are going to be doing this tour one more time. If you're just tuning in and you've missed some of the things we've had to say, again, you can watch this recording. We'll also put it on our YouTube channel. But we will be posting or doing a live tour pretty quickly here on our Instagram channel as well. We hope this was helpful. We feel very inspired. It's such a beautiful place to be right before Christmas. I feel very pleased that I wore this jacket today because it goes, if I may say so. And it's just really a privilege to be here and to learn about really the thought that went behind the design here. And I know that they partnered with a really wonderful architecture firm, and I'll include the notes of who that is in the design company again in the details. All right, everyone. Again, I'm Ashley Smith with Oakwyn Realty and Vancouver Avenue, and we are at Gryphon House here in Kerrisdale. There's a lot of really neat video pieces to watch if you want to learn a little more. Again, if you want any information, please feel welcome to contact us. We'll send you anything you'd like to know about this really exciting, new, sophisticated project coming to Vancouver's west side. All right, everyone, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Take care.